Hey peeps, welcome back. I apologize for my probably more scraggly than normal look, but I've been outside working in the garden and I'm a mess, but I wanted to get this done for y'all. So what we're gonna do today is caramelized string beans. I know I say all the time, it's such an easy recipe. I promise this one will take the cake for the easiest recipe that we've made to date. You won't even believe it. I've kind of been holding off on doing this, hoping my green beans in my garden would get ready and I'd use fresh green beans. I was all excited and, well, we were slop buckets and we didn't water as much as we were supposed to, and so my green beans haven't really made yet and I'm tired of waiting on them. So, I have a bag of frozen organic green beans, or as they were called when I was growing up, string beans. So, first thing we gotta do is steam these. So, let me get this in here and I'll show y'all. I know y'all like looking at the side of my head. That's real helpful, isn't it? Showing y'all how to cook and you're watching the side of my head. Let me turn all this stuff around. Hang on. Okay, so what I've got is my skillet. I put my little steamer basket in here. Y'all have seen that before. Nothing super fancy. It's really super cheapo depot. Spread the green beans out, and I'm going to stick a lid on them. And we're just going to steam them until they're like fork tender. So all we got to do. In the meantime, while that's going, and it takes, I don't know, depending on how much you're doing, 10 minutes maybe. It doesn't take a long time once your water's really boiling. Let me grab my garlic out of the refrigerator because I started without all my ingredients. Number one no-no when you're cooking. Don't do that. I got everything I needed but that. So hold tight. I'll grab the garlic and then we'll do this. Okay, so let me back up just a tad. I should have told y'all this to begin with. The beans are steaming. That's our first step. This recipe, if y'all have ever had green bean bundles, it's something my cousin introduced us to years and years ago at a Thanksgiving get-together or something, where you take frozen green beans, wrap them in a half piece of bacon, like half a strip of bacon, line them up in a pan, and then you mix up some butter and brown sugar and seasoning, put that over it, and you bake them. I hate those things. It's terrible. I hate those things. My whole family loves them. Loves them. Thinks they're the greatest thing ever. I cannot stand them. So, flash forward several years, started the restaurant, and I'm trying to, put together menus, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh, people love these. Whether I like them or not, it's immaterial. People love them. So let me try and do something, but good pasture-raised bacon is not cheap. And the time it takes to make the bundles is a little, so I thought, I ain't got all that to do. So from that recipe of green bean bundles, I kind of morphed it into this. The recipe I'm about to teach you has no bacon in it, but you can easily add bacon and still go this super short, quick route if you'd like. So anyway, little backstory, like y'all care, but whatever, just thought I'd share. Let me get my bowl. So y'all are going to flip when I tell you how simple this is, especially Christy. Christy, I know you've been waiting on this recipe because I know how much you love these string beans. And when I tell you how easy this is, you're probably going to be like, what? That's it? But it's so easy. So anyway, the measurement's going to be kind of weird just because I do it with 5 pounds of string beans at a time. So I had to back it all down to what it is today. But whatever, it works. So you've got your 1 pound of string beans. You can do fresh or frozen. Don't do canned. Don't ever use canned. Gross. They're mushy. They're nasty. They are so full of sodium. It's ridiculous. Add your own salt. Ooh, my glasses are fogging up. Fresh or frozen. Steam them until they're crisp tender. So that's that. And then you're going to mix in with the string beans. And let me back up. The way I like to do it is steam my beans. When they're done, dump them in a bowl. Let them cool enough that I can kind of handle them because I put a glove on and just get after it with my hand. It's a lot easier. So on top of the string beans, because it's just easier to mix things in when you put them on top. If they're on the bottom, it can be harder to get them mixed, and then you're mixing so much you kind of might mutilate your string beans. Then you've got baby food string beans, and nobody wants that. So we're going to finish our steaming, put it in the bowl, big stainless steel bowl. Well, it's not that big, decent size. Add a tablespoon and a teaspoon of butter. I'm going to use dairy butter because I'm at home and that's what I do. At the restaurant, I use dairy-free. You can go either way. It works fine either way. 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar. There's my 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar in a quarter tablespoon, or a quarter cup measure, just because that's what I dumped it in, but whatever. You can use brown sugar. Now, this is something I'll tell you. One reason I don't like these, they're sweet. And I'm just not a big sweet, I'm not a big sweets eater to begin with, but much less sweet food that I think should be savory, like string beans. I like my string beans with bacon, onion, and garlic. Anyway, if you use brown sugar, it's going to be a lot sweeter than coconut sugar. So I would suggest if you use brown sugar, back it down, maybe do 2 tablespoons, not 3. This is a great recipe to use with little kids. I don't eat green beans. Eat them anyway. That would be me, but whatever. You can give them this because they're sweeter. Kids will tend to like them. I don't like using sugar to tease kids into eating food, but if you start with these and then each time you make it, back the sugar down just a tiny bit. Start with 3 tablespoons coconut sugar. There's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. Next time, do 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons. Then 2 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon. Then 2 tablespoons. Then a tablespoon, 2 teaspoons. I think you get it. Just kind of drop a little each time. And I'm not even saying you have to get rid of all of it necessarily, because that would totally change what they are. But just back it down so the kids are learning they like the green beans. They're not just eating them because they've got sugar in them. Okay, off my high horse. So we'll do our tablespoon, teaspoon of butter, 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, our roasted garlic like we use all the time, so I'm going to mince that up, and then 1 1/4 teaspoons of a seasoning blend. I know, a seasoning blend, what the heck is that supposed to mean? So, the original recipe, the green bean bundles, calls for Mrs. Dash. It's a great thing to use. It's just kind of a mixture of a number of different herbs and spices, makes a great blend. I have this blend, and I'm a dodo, because I've had it for years, and I don't have the measurements. I'm a dork. I'm going to have to work on this. I know the ingredients, but I don't have the measurements anymore. So when I run out of this, I'm out. And that stinks, because I use this a lot. But it has, I wrote it all down so I wouldn't forget to tell y'all, salt, onion flakes, paprika, oregano, parsley, garlic powder. So it's just kind of a general Mrs. Dash type thing. Mrs. Dash, I think, is salt-free, I think. But you just want that kind of seasoning blend. If you have a special kind of seasoning blend that you really like, go for it and try it. Just pick out some of those herbs and spices that I just rattled off and make your own little blend. I'm going to work with that and keep kind of playing with it until I can get as close to this as possible before I run out of this, because I'll die because I use it a lot. Anyway, you're going to put your steamed beans in the bowl. Let them cool down enough you can touch them. Or if you want to use a spoon and go sooner, you can do that. Put all those ingredients in. Mix it really, really well. My glasses keep steaming. Then dump it in your handy-dandy little baking dish. Got a little Pyrex pan here. Pop it in the oven on 375 for 15 minutes covered. So you want to put tin foil, not touching the food, but around, seal it real good to keep the steam in. 15 minutes. And there's your caramelized string beans. That's all there is to it. It's so easy and people love it. When I serve this at the restaurant, people go nuts. Now, if you wanted to add bacon to this and not do the whole bundle thing, just because, bundles are fun and they look cool and all that, but it's a lot of work. It's just a lot of time. It's not hard. It just takes time. Who's got time? You can cut up bacon like little bits and fry it down in a skillet where it's about 3/4 of the way done. I wouldn't get it totally crispy and then put it in the oven, but mostly done. And then for a pound of bacon, I'd probably do 2 pieces and then mix it in with the rest of that stuff. And that's your green bean bundles without the extra steps of the rolling and all that jazz. So I'm going to check my beans here. Ooh, they are just about done. And one thing I'll tell you, this is how I taught Carly at the restaurant, when you're looking to see if string beans are, when you get them out of the package, they're real bright green. When they're steamed and ready, they're more kind of what I call army green. Looks like an army uniform or, you know, a tank or something. These are ready. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn this off while I get this over to the sink and hopefully don't burn myself with all this hot water and get it into the bowl. Then we'll mix everything up. And they're going to go in the oven, y'all, and that's all there is to it. This is a great weeknight dish. This is something you could steam the string beans in your prep weekend or whatever prep day you work. Mix up the other goo. You can put it all together, stick it in your pan, pop it in the refrigerator. The day you want to cook it, pull it out. You'll need to cook it a little longer because it's going from ice cold in the refrigerator, you know, to an oven, so it'll probably take more like 30 minutes. But, you know, if it were me, and this might freak y'all out, because I know how people have been trained and conditioned to be afraid of food and afraid of food being out of the refrigerator. Oh my God, we're going to die. And if it's past the date, we're going to die, and all this kind of garbage. I just made, little side note here, chocolate strawberry cobbler. Yeah, it's going to be good. I was out of milk. I was like, shoot, I need milk. Well, I had some whipping cream that expired June 14th. This is July 4th. Happy Independence Day. Happy July 4th, everybody. It's fine. I used it yesterday in a recipe. It's fine. Use your senses, your sense of smell. Taste it. Don't just smell a dairy container, because the milk that's right around the rim might get a little sour smelling. And then you think, well, that's gross, and pour it out. Pour some in a glass and then smell it. Taste it. It won't kill you. If it doesn't taste right, pour it out. Don't use it. There's nothing wrong with it. Expired June 14th. This is July 4th. I'm on a tear today. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll get off my soapboxy high horse and get back to the recipe. Okay, I'm going to stop this, get these out of my strainer, into my bowl, and then we'll mix the stuff on top, get it in the pan, and then it's going to the oven. Okay, so here's our green beans in the bowl. I sprinkled the sugar over them while they were hot. It just kind of helps it melt a little bit. One little trick I didn't mention, you can throw your bowl in the refrigerator while your beans are steaming, and then when your beans hit the bowl, it cools them down quicker. If you're doing this and are kind of trying to hurry because you're getting food on the table, or, you know, you got a hungry family or whatever, that's a little trick that works really well. I should have done it because my hubs is outside in the 8,000 degree weather, bush hogging. I can't even think. And I need to take him some food and he's got water, but I'm sure he needs to be refilled. And so I need to get that out there. And I'm not on top of my game right here. I was so busy being on my soapbox and preaching at y'all. Sorry about that. But anyway, okay. So we have our 1 pound of string beans, our tablespoon and teaspoon of butter. Remember, dairy-free works beautifully. And then we're going to do our coconut sugar is in there, 3 tablespoons. Now, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Y'all seen me do this 1,000 times. I've got way more than 2 teaspoons here, but, you know, whatever. It's all good. So I'll just kind of mash it with the tines and then go back across it this way. And it is all mashed up. And you know what? I may not have too much. I may not have enough. There's a little more than a half teaspoon. There's about a teaspoon. You know what? It's going to be just good. I'm not real worried about perfection. So it was kind of humpy and lumpy and above the top, and so we're all good. We got our 2 teaspoons. But you know, garlic is not something you want to skip on. Goodness gracious, it makes it so good. Okay, then you're going to want 1¼ teaspoons of, I would, you know, if you have a favorite kind of blend that's similar to the things I listed off, use that. Or I would use a Mrs. Dash, which is what I used for a long, long time until I found this and then didn't keep the measurements for it like an idiot. All right, and then we're just going to mix this around. It does smell really good. That seasoning blend with the butter and the coconut sugar, it's got a really nice smell. My daughter made these when we went on our family vacation a few weeks ago, and everybody just, you know, flipped out. They love them. And I'm just like, yeah, no, it's not my thing. Not my thing. That's all you got to do. It's all mixed up. Now, let me get this stuff. I'm going to put this in the sink. We'll get our pan. Take my glove off. Get my spatula because I don't want to leave a drip of any of it behind. We're going to scrape it into our pan. And like I mentioned, we'll cover it with foil and bake it 15 minutes on 375. And that's all we got to do. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. It's not going to look a whole lot different than this, but it's about like this. And like I said, I hate to say, you know, people love it because I don't. But most people love it. I'm the weirdo, I guess. But I'll be back and show y'all a picture when it's out of the oven. But that's all there is to caramelized string beans. Give them a shot. Okay, so I told a little story. I'm already back and I don't have it in the oven yet. Let me get this out of the way. I just wanted to show y'all the tin foil. You see how I've kind of sealed it around the edges like that? I mean, I am really, really particular about doing that anytime I put something in the oven. Because if I'm covering it, I want it to keep the steam and the moisture inside. That's the whole point of covering it. So if you're just real loosey-goosey and it's kind of halfway hanging, then all your steam's going to come out. You're not going to get the same effect as, you know, what you will doing it like this. So I just wanted to show y'all that. Now I'm going to the oven. I'll be back. Alrighty, here we go. 15 minutes in the oven on 375. Be careful taking tinfoil off. You will burn yourself. And there you go. See, it doesn't look a whole lot different other than there's steam coming up. But that is caramelized string beans. Whoops, that was noisy. See what they look like? So y'all give them a shot. Christy, I hope you're happy. People love them. So give them a shot. Let me know what you think. I'll see you here at the next video.